A community garden is divided into 10 equal sections. Roses are planted in 5/10 of the garden, and daisies are planted in 1/10 of the garden. The rest of the garden is planted with lilies and sunflowers. More of the garden is planted with sunflowers than lilies. Find the number of sections of roses, daisies, lilies, and sunflowers. All right, so this question is not as hard as it sounds if you just drag the pictures. Put the information you do know and then see what the rest is, right? So we're trying to figure out what's left over. So if we were writing an equation and just using numerical math for this, here's what it would look like. You have 10/10, that's what we're working with, all those spaces. Get rid of the information you know so that you can see what the rest is. So we know that 5/10 is already spoken for, those are the roses, and that the daisies are another 1/10. You're going to be left over with 4/10. That 4/10 that's left over is covered in sunflowers and lilies. So this is what it looks like if you're trying to write it out numerically, which you can do if you want a challenge. Just solve it with the numbers, but I highly suggest that you use the pictures. So let's go ahead and start this. So roses are 5/10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And daisies are 1/10. Okay, how much is left over? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4/10 left over. See how we used subtraction there? You fill the garden up with the information you do have, and you take that information away, and you're trying to figure out what's left over. And what's left over is 4/10. You have 4/10 left, and you need to cover it with sunflowers and lilies. But you need to have more sunflowers. So you can't do 2 and 2, right? It's not equal, so it will not look like this. It is not 2 lilies and 2 sunflowers because it says in the question you need to have more yellow, more sunflowers than lilies. So you need to figure out with the number 4 here, how can you have more sunflowers than lilies? And then you can go ahead and fill that in.